Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know how every NFL season feels like a roller coaster, right? The hopes, the dreams, the anticipation of another shot at the Lombardi Trophy. And for the Green Bay Packers, this season has been no different. But as always, there's a cloud hanging over the team, and it's not just the usual injuries or the tough schedule. No, this time, it's about a specific player, Marshawn Lloyd, and the tough, frustrating road he's been on since last year. And let me tell you, this isn't just about one player's misfortune. It's about how that impacts the team, the division, and maybe even their chances of making another deep playoff run. See, last year, the Packers had some challenges with injuries, no doubt. But Marshawn Lloyd's story is one that really stands out because it's a combination of bad luck, unforeseen setbacks, and just tough breaks. When the Packers selected Lloyd in the third round, there was a lot of excitement. This guy, with his speed and explosiveness, was seen as a potential game-changer in the backfield. But things didn't go as planned, not even close. During training camp, he was hampered by multiple soft tissue injuries. Things like muscle strains and pulls that aren't supposed to be season-ending, but definitely slow things down. Then finally, when he was ready to see the field, he suffered an ankle injury in week 2 of last season. That's the kind of thing that every team dreads. You get a promising rookie, and then bam, an injury that keeps him sidelined for weeks. And to make things even worse, when Lloyd finally looked like he was about to come back and contribute, he was placed on injured reserve because of that ankle. Imagine the frustration. Just when he was about to get some momentum, the injury bug bites again. But it doesn't stop there. Just when it seemed like he might be turning the corner, Lloyd needed to have his appendix removed, which is an emergency situation and, of course, ended his season prematurely. It's hard enough to come back from injuries, but a sudden medical emergency like that just adds to the adversity. And the one game he played last season, week 2 against the Colts, was pretty much a microcosm of his season. 6 carries for 15 yards, nothing spectacular, but promising enough to show flashes of what he could bring to the Packers' offense. That game, though, was also marked by that ankle injury. And remember, he also had a reception for 33 yards, which highlighted his potential as a versatile back. But then came the hamstring tightness, which sidelined him again. It's almost like every step forward was met with a setback. And for fans who follow the Packers closely, you know how important it is to have a healthy, dynamic running back, especially with the way LaFleur's offense tries to utilize versatile weapons. So, fast forward to this preseason, and the story remains pretty much the same. Lloyd gets hurt again, this time with a groin injury in practice. And then, during their recent game against the Colts, he had that long catch for 33 yards, which was a bright spot. You could see the potential there. But then, that hamstring injury again, and the team had to pull him out. It's heartbreaking, honestly, because everyone's hoping that he'd finally get a clean bill of health, that maybe this season he'd stay healthy and show what he's capable of. But, as head coach Matt LaFleur just told us, the reality is different. Lloyd is going to miss some time, and that's a pretty clear signal that he might not be ready for the start of the season. Now, for Packers fans, that's a tough pill to swallow. We all want to see Lloyd on the field, making those explosive runs, helping take the pressure off the passing game, and just giving the offense a new dimension. But the injuries keep piling up, and it's not just bad luck. It's a pattern that's starting to worry a lot of fans and analysts alike. The question is, how much does this affect the Packers' plans? Well, with Lloyd likely out, it puts more pressure on other backs. Perhaps A.J. Dillon, or even some of the younger guys like Emmanuel Wilson or Kendre Miller, to step up and carry the load early in the season. And it's not just about the immediate impact. This kind of injury history can influence the team's long-term strategy, how they approach the draft next year, and even how they manage player health throughout the season. The Packers have always been known for their smart, disciplined approach, building a team that can adapt and overcome adversity. But losing a player with Lloyd's potential, especially when he was starting to show flashes of speed and burst, is a blow. It's a reminder that football is a physically demanding sport, and even the most promising talents can be derailed by injuries. Now, talking a bit about the bigger picture, this injury situation for Lloyd comes at a time when the Packers are eyeing another playoff push, maybe even a deep run. The NFC North is stacked, with teams like the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, and Chicago Bears all trying to make their mark. The division is more competitive than ever, and every game counts. If Lloyd had been healthy and contributing, he could have been a key piece in that puzzle, especially with the way LaFleur's offense likes to utilize versatile backs in both rushing and receiving roles. But with his injury woes, it's a reminder that depth and health are just as important as talent. Looking back at the history of the Packers, they've faced similar challenges before, players going down at critical moments, injuries impacting seasons, but still finding ways to succeed. But every injury story adds a layer of complexity. For example, last year, Christian Watson and Eric Stokes also faced recurring soft tissue injuries that kept them off the field. And now, Lloyd's situation makes it clear that the Packers are trying to learn from those setbacks, to find better ways to prevent injuries, or at least mitigate their impact. They've already made efforts by sending Lloyd to the same facility in Madison, Wisconsin, where Watson and Stokes sought treatment. It's a sign that the team is taking injury prevention seriously, but sometimes, no matter how much preparation you do, luck just isn't on your side. For fans, it's a mix of frustration and hope. Frustration because you want your players to stay healthy, to see them develop and give their best on the field. Hope because there's still plenty of talent on this roster, and the Packers have a history of overcoming adversity. Players like A.J. Dillon, who has shown flashes of being a reliable runner, and the other offensive weapons, will need to step up even more now. The coaching staff will need to be strategic, perhaps leaning on their run game and ball control, to compensate for the absence of Lloyd and other injured players. And let's not forget about the importance of the offensive line, the defense, and special teams in all this. Football is truly a team sport, and every unit needs to be firing on all cylinders if the Packers want to contend. The injuries to Lloyd and other key players remind us that depth is crucial, and that every game could turn on who's available and who is. It's a long season ahead, and while these setbacks are disheartening, they also serve as a test of resilience for the team. Overall, the message from the Packers, coaching staff and front office is clear. Injuries are a part of the game, and sometimes, despite all the precautions, players will miss time. But the team remains focused on preparing for the season, and they're confident in their backups and other offensive weapons to step up when needed. For the fans, it's about staying positive, trusting the process, and believing that the Packers can still achieve their goals, even with these hurdles. As we watch the preseason unfold, it's a reminder that nothing is set in stone until game day. Injuries can change the course of a season in an instant, and the Packers will need to adapt quickly. But one thing is for sure, the spirit of this team, the resilience of the organization, and the passion of the fans are what make Green Bay special. They've faced adversity before, and they've come out stronger on the other side. So even with Lloyd's injury setback, the hope, the belief, and the determination remain unwavering. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Do you think Lloyd will bounce back quickly? Are you confident in the other backs to carry the load? Or do you think this injury could be a bigger obstacle than we realize? Whatever your thoughts, we want to hear them. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. Let's keep the conversation going, stay passionate, and keep supporting our team through thick and thin. Because in the end, that's what true Packers fans do. We believe in the comeback, in the resilience, and in the unbreakable spirit of Green Bay. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Pack Go!